Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So, the attorney for Matt Gaetz's former BFF, Joel Greenberg, submitted a scathing document to the court. He slammed the Justice Department for their failure or, seemingly refusal to prosecute the wealthy and well-connected. Attorney Fritz Scheller wrote in his letter that perhaps local prosecutors could do a better job of holding the guilty accountable. He stated, quote, "The United States Attorney's Office for the Middle District of Florida is the only DOJ office to have brought multiple prosecutions based on Greenberg's cooperation. Perhaps the DOJ will return the prosecutions to the capable hands of U.S. attorneys in the Middle District or the state of Florida." And he has very good reason to be irritated with the feds because, according to two sources with knowledge of Greenberg's assistance, he provided a mountain of evidence against Gaetz, and he sat for hours and hours of interviews. And he shared, apparently, very specific details of the alleged meetings that both of them, that Greenberg and Gaetz, had with these girls. Girls and young women, by the way, who he claims they paid for sex. And remember, this isn't just a matter of he said, because the Daily Beast points out they have Greenberg's confession letter, the one in which he admitted that Gaetz used him as a go-between to pay these girls for sex. And then on top of that, they have copies of Greenberg's private Venmo payments, which appear to back all of this up. There was one payment that they cited. It was a $900 payment that Gaetz sent to Greenberg via Venmo. And he allegedly asked, along with that payment, he asked Greenberg to, quote, hit up the underage girl. Now, he used her name, but it still hasn't been released because of her age at the time of the alleged crime. But in the letter to the court, Scheller questioned the DOJ's inaction in this matter, and he makes it known there are others involved. There's other people in addition to Gaetz. Scheller wrote, quote, "If the government is so concerned with general deterrence, then why hasn't it prosecuted the other individuals, including public figures, who were also involved in Greenberg's offenses? Indeed, Greenberg's plea agreement refers to the involvement of multiple co-conspirators, including individuals involved in his sex offense. The identification of these potential co-conspirators was not only provided by Mr. Greenberg in his numerous proffers, but also has been collaborated by other witnesses and records. Unfortunately, at the time of Greenberg's sentencing, many of these individuals have not been held to account." The Daily Beast says they've personally spoken with 3 sources who have knowledge of this investigation into Gaetz and Greenberg. And the sources say that the Justice Department were looking into the actions of, quote, Florida lobbyist Chris Dorworth, former state representative Halsey W. Beshears, and Jason Pirazzolo. So Pirazzolo, I've mentioned all of these people before, but Pirazzolo, you guys might recall, he's a Florida doctor. He's been pushing for a federal marijuana usage law. He wants it to be approved federally because he holds an ownership position in a cannabis company. So with him, there could be some pay to play going on and greasing of palms as well. But these are the people that they mentioned. Now, in a footnote in this Scheller document to the court, he goes all in. He questions, quote, "Perhaps the DOJ in Washington is still moving forward on its prosecutions. Perhaps the DOJ will return the prosecutions to the capable hands of U.S. attorneys in the Middle District of the state of Florida. Perhaps the DOJ will appoint a special counsel to address these individuals that implicate broader national concerns. Perhaps the DOJ are master strategists far beyond the capabilities of the undersigned. Or perhaps the DOJ is like Nero fiddling away as Rome burns." Yeah, I think it's the latter, unfortunately. And now we know the prosecutor in the Greenberg case is requesting between 21 and 27 years in prison for Greenberg. So it seems really clear to me. Once again, here we go. We have men can do whatever the hell they want. They can do whatever they want to children, to young girls, especially if they're powerful and rich. But if you commit a financial crime, if you steal money or you fail to pay taxes, oh, wow, that is something that the authorities just won't stand for. It's what we've seen over and over and over again in this country. Rape a woman, you may possibly, if you're unlucky, and if your skin is dark, especially, you'll get a few years behind bars at the most for destroying her life, destroying her future, destroying her peace of mind. She gets a life sentence of anxiety, depression, feelings of shame, worthlessness. But the SOB who committed the crime is free and back on the streets within a few years, at best. And he'll do it again. He will. But if you commit a financial crime in this country, then you must be locked up for decades. Yeah. The priorities of this country and its legal system is completely screwed up. It is a complete joke. And if the DOJ fails to charge Matt Gaetz and others, and anyone who used and took advantage of the desperation of this girl and the other young women that they paid allegedly for sex, it just shows they don't give a damn about females in this country. Money matters, but women and girls don't. Period. That's what they're going to say. Yeah, because it's not a lack of evidence. They're worried about having these two as witnesses, the girl who is now working in the porn industry, and Greenberg, who is an admitted liar. But you know what? There's tons of written evidence. There's tons of financial transactions. Doesn't take a genius to figure out what went on here. And the fact that Gaetz was going, begging, crawling on his hands and knees for a pardon. I know people like Attorney General Merrick Garland. No, he doesn't have the stones. Won't do it. Won't pull the trigger. This really pisses me off. I'm sure you guys can tell. So anyway, guys, I'll let you know when and if I hear more. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, subscribe. Please donate if you can. Really appreciate all of you and everything you do to support the show and me and your belief in me. So take care. I'll talk with you soon.